Hey guys, it's day 80 and it is 67 degrees outside. I'm out here today with my wife and little boy. My wife really doesn't want to be on camera so much, but there's my boy Aiden. I'm out here today in the Adidas Crazy Light 2s. These shoes were released back in 2012. Here they are from the side and from that side. It was really hard to find a pair of shoes that when I was looking for these, it wasn't completely ratted out, and most of them were just horrible shape. Most of the shoes online were completely destroyed, and those that weren't were not in my size. So I lucked out to find a pair locally that a person had, and they were still cosmetically pretty rough. I was mainly interested in finding a pair that structurally weren't beat down, and on these the tread looked good and there was no separation or anything from the sole. But the problem was all of the I don't know what they call the actual structure of the upper, but it had the white portion of the shoe had mainly became a very dingy brown with sweat and oxidation and everything else. Yeah, there is. Where's the turtle? Oh yeah. Yeah, don't go. Oh, I scared it. I scared it because I moved towards it. Yeah, but it's in there. There it is. Pretty cool looking turtle. Yeah, it's awesome. But you can see now that the shoes are, for the most part, white all the way through, you know. And that took a lot of work. The shoes, one of the things that I used, I just tried just to see if it would actually work. And I was so surprised that it would. But there's like a gel that you can use on showers for like mold remover and stuff like that. And I just tried it on part of the shoe and it seemed to work really great. So then I applied it to the entire shoe and it removed so much. It was awesome. So it's definitely not perfect, but it is so much better. It's like, I would say 90% perfect. There's still another 10% that I need to work on and kind of get that dingy look out of it. For a 14-year-old pair of shoes, I think they're looking great. You know, the Crazy Light 2, I had been interested in this shoe from the point at which I learned about it, which was much later. And so I didn't really know about it at its initial release or anything, but after hearing different people talk about it and players talk about it and finding out it was the lightest shoe that had been released at the time, that was very interesting to me, and so I had to give them a try. My little boy wanted to go down this hill. He's gonna love it when he comes back up the hill. Go all the way down. Keep going. Came down there. All right, that's enough. Well, better not. Come on, Munchkin. You like that hill? It would be pretty cool for sled riding, but you'd hit those trees. Who are you talking to, pretty girl? Hiding your face away. Oh, you're tired now, huh? You don't want to do any extra trails. Structurally, the shoe is a little stiff, a little too stiff, but it's not like it's not horrible or anything. There's practically no cushion, but surprisingly it's not as bad as some Nike Air Max shoes that I've tried in the past. So even though it's a lightweight shoe, it's going to give excellent court feel. There's just some things I don't like about it that are sacrificed because of the weight reduction. I tried to put my orthotic over top of the regular insole. I try to do that mainly because mine is a 3/4 length orthotic, and that additional 1/4, it would be completely without any sort of cushion near the toes. And so again, usually I try to put it on top, but in this case the shoes were just too stiff, and it was pressing up on the midfoot and very uncomfortable. So I had to take the insole out, but I've got the orthotic in there, and that is giving me everything that really I need. There's no cushion near the toes, but I don't really care about that so much. It's working good. I'm on a trail today that's slightly more rugged, a little bit more like a pea gravel, like light sticks and little things like that. The shoes seem to be handling it surprisingly well. It's not designed for this at all. You would think that I would be feeling some pain maybe in a lighter weight shoe with hardly any cushion, but they feel fine actually. I'm just feeling a little bit of a reminder of heel pain in that left heel, but it's not that bad. It's definitely tolerable. When you slap the name Crazy on anything, it has a meaning, you know. And then when you say Crazy Light, you're thinking, ooh, this is going to be a crazy feel. But I think the shoes now that they make, they're all relatively so light that it kind of makes this shoe feel, you know, kind of normal. It doesn't feel like honestly anything special. Yeah, so that's really what it comes down to. It might have been in 2012 the lightest thing that they released on the market, but it really doesn't feel like anything special. My wife is out here today in some Brooks glycerins, and weren't they called Glycerin Max? I'll have to look. But what do you think, babe?
Comfortable.
Very comfortable.
I took third out.
Okay.
Yeah, they feel pretty good.
Okay. Now I can say after 36 minutes of walking in these, I am noticing some heel pain creep in. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. So ultimately, I can say that I like the shoe. I do enjoy the shoe, but for someone at my age, it's like this is only like a pair that I can realistically take shopping or something, going to the store, just light duty stuff. Anything more than like 30 minutes of walking and my feet are going to pay for it. Aiden, have you had fun today?
Yeah, but I don't want to walk anymore.
Then let's go home.
We're on the playground soon.
We're going to the playground soon. So the Kentucky Wildcats played yesterday against Santa Clara, and God, that was a crazy game. A lot closer than I would have wanted it to be. And I was sitting there on the couch. I got like a high heart rate notification on the watch, just sitting there. It's not good. And while that game was going on, I just sat there and ate tortilla chips the whole time. I was just like a nervous wreck, but glad we pulled out the win. That shot by Ortega Owe, absolutely insane. We play again this Sunday sometime and tomorrow, and don't know how it's going to go, but you know, glad to have had the victory we had yesterday. So with everything yesterday with the game, just kind of put me in a downward spiral because last night was pizza night, and I tried Ital pizza brand. That was different. So I had that, and but then afterwards in the evening, I was just snacking a bunch with like a banana and a bunch more tortilla chips and stuff. So that's happened for the last 2 nights, like snacking at night, and that is no good. So partially it was strategic to try to get my body back to feeling like kind of a normal, because I was feeling so lethargic. But at this point, I need to go ahead and get back on track. And sorry, I'm really out of breath because my little boy wanted to go down on a trail, and it was had an extremely steep hill, and that hill about killed me. I'm doing a lot more activity already today. I'm 52 minutes into this and done some hills, harder terrain kind of stuff. So yeah, that's good. And the Adidas Crazy Light 2s are still holding up in 2026. Sorry I'm not showing it, but on the bottom of these shoes, I think there's like an M. I'm not stopping to look, but there's some weird little logo on the bottom of the shoes, and I think it is for some sort of device that you would purchase separately, put in the shoes to kind of track your just track the movement from within the shoe. And then that would give you kind of a readout on your performance for that day or session, and it would just, I guess, communicate through Bluetooth, very similar to the Nike, I think they were called Pluses or something like that. I had a pair of the Nike Pluses that had that little thing that you would put in the bottom of the shoe. It was really cool. I always liked it, but then they discontinued support for it, and I think they did the same thing with these shoes as well. Really cool idea. I think, like, I get frustrated at companies like Nike and Adidas both that do things like that, and they invest this money into making a product and they sell it to people, and then they just pull back on the support. That just really sucks. us as a company, you know. Look at those turtles, guys, on that log. Really cool. That is really neat. Yeah, that is so cool. Here's another one right there staring at ahead. Two of them. They love this little tree. They're really cute, but man, you do not want to get bit by one. I've I lived in the country as a kid, and I would put a stick out there sometimes, and they would bite down on that stick, and they just don't let go. So far, I've been out here for 62 minutes. I don't think my left foot is going to like me very much after this, but yeah, despite the heel pain, really enjoyed the shoes. I enjoyed this one, and then yesterday's Reebok Zig/2. I really like those shoes. Just like a good blast from the past. Very, very cool. Well, I've got about another couple minutes in. It'll be 65 minutes to wrap this thing up, and I think that'll be it for today. Thanks for watching. Later.